What's good? Back with another video. Today we'll be rolling a solo video for now. Uh, like I said, I'm probably gonna copy this down here and then we'll let people come through if they want to come through today's chat. Kind of said plan today talking about the Raiders real just roster as it's built currently and where I would want to spend the rest of money that we end up having. Very excited is Jermaine Illuminor, Denzel Good, I think, or Denzel Good is back officially, but we're going to talk about from top to bottom QB starting out. Love the quarterback spot as we just extended Derek Carr. I think it was a good thing to know that we extended him for a 3-year deal. Um, you know, we gave him a no trade clause. Um, I think the quarterback spot is the most important in the NFL nowadays. I think we all know that, but you have to be able to build around the quarterback. And I think we've done that kind of well. But we still have things to fix up, as I've said every time. Every team has something to fix up, right? So today's real breakdown is of this roster. I think Derek Carr's 4-year real, it's official 4-year, $140 million is the technical deal he's on. I like that. I think it's a great contract. We cleared money today. Now, who's to say he doesn't, fix up his contract when we need him to? And we got such an unselfish quarterback, and he can just take away from what we need. As far as I know, we cleared up some money today. We can clear up money June 2nd. So, no, I don't think we're done. As far as anything, I think we're going pretty strong. I don't think we're done. Onto the running back. Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, and Brandon Bullen are my official top 3 running backs on this depth chart who I feel will make this roster. Jalen Richard, I think, is gone. Again, you don't really need 2 receiving backs. So, it would help, but you don't need 2 high key guys that can play running back 2 to 3. Brandon Bullen is a system guy that he's been with this system for a while, so I think that's why he makes it over Jalen Richard. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he maybe shows out better. Outside of that, I like Josh Jacobs when he's healthy. He's a top 10 running back to me. Maybe that's crazy. I don't know, man. But we'll see. We'll see what this team does. And knowing that we are in a spot to make changes, I think we're a good team. I think we're up and coming in every position, really possible at this point. So, the running back to me is not it's not a weakness, it's a strength. I would give the quarterback a B plus for grading. Running backs, I'll give a B plus too. I don't think they're at the A minus yet until they prove that they can, all succeed in one system. So we'll see how they play this year. I think Troy Ragas is a practice squad player for this year, so we will see. If you want to join, there's the StreamYard link in the comments. Again, we'll see what this team does this year, but I don't know exactly. I think I like what we got on the QB and running back so far. Running through the wide receiver spot, got a few things that we need to talk about. The wide receiver one, Devonta Adams. I like what we got. I think Devonta is the best receiver in football. The best route runner. He's got some of the best hands. He's the best overall receiver in football. He produces at a high level, and I think him and Carr will just take off. I can see about 1,700 yards coming from Devonta this year, maybe 1,500. I'm not saying that's not viable, but we'll see what he does. in an offense that we really don't have a wide receiver 2 on the outside, that's great. I think this is a position of need for another, good option on the outside. Bryan Edwards has failed to show this so far, but that isn't also just his fault. It is the QB's a little, and I'm going to put a little blame on Derek Carr for not looking his way as much. He should be looking his way a little more. I do think that. But I think, maybe given the circumstances, maybe he can succeed. I'm not saying that, this is a position like, oh, yeah, let's go and get Odell. But if you can get Odell and he can come back week 6 and he can play great from there, why not sign him? You got the money now. You're going to have the money. But not saying this is our number one position need. I'll continue to update my rankings on position needs soon throughout this video. So, wide receiver, outside of them, Demarcus Robinson's wide receiver 4. Nice, speedy option that can take the top off the defense. You have Mac Hollins, who's a speedster, or not speedster, but he's a good route runner, so maybe he's positioned on the outside a little more. We will see. Those are the 5 receivers so far named. Do we draft one? I don't know. That's a good question. That I've had a few people ask me. Do we draft a receiver? I don't know. If the right one's there, like Justin Ross is there, you definitely should take him possibly. Because Demarcus Robinson, as far as I know, is on a 1-year deal, so there's no real like, hey, yes, you're coming back to the team next year. So we'll see how the team is positioned for the future. We're kind of, I think, building up for the next 3 years, but I would love to continue to move with this team. Outside of him, you do got Tyrone Johnson. Again, not all these guys are going to make the roster. Some of these guys are just on the roster for punt returns and kick returns to keep Hunter Renfrow off the field during those so he doesn't get hurt. Again, I will say this. I think a number 2 wide receiver that is, a more vet option that is, consistently good or something, at least that has proven something. Maybe bring him in for a little camp competition with Bryan Edwards. Again, we'll see how this goes. I like the tight end spot a little, but not fully, because here's the thing. There's no guarantees. And I hate to say this, there's no guarantees that Darren Waller's a Raider in 2 years, is there? Like, let's be honest. He's not. There's no guarantee that happens. So, yes, I think tight end is a position of need, because if we lose Darren Waller, me personally, I don't think Foster Moreau can take over. And I don't think he can. Maybe that's just me, but you can let me know how you feel. If any one of you guys want to come in this chat and call it to me, the link is right there. If it doesn't work, let me know. I'll try and re-put in there. But I like what we have on the offense. I like Darren Waller, but the fact of the matter is he's with Clutch Sports, and there's a chance that maybe they ask for a little too much money. So we'll see. Sorry. Foster Moreau, he's inconsistent, so I don't know what to think about him. If he can be a little more consistent, that'd be nice. So we'll see. Is he show up this year? If he doesn't, is he gone? Probably. So, outside of him, Moreau is a good tight end too. Nothing more ammo. Yeah, no, I agree. Again, Moreau is a nice tight end too, and I think he maybe be a tight end 3 if we draft the right tight end. Guys, if we get Isaiah Likely, I think there's a really likely chance, no pun intended, there's a likely chance Moreau is our tight end 3. Because I think, me personally, I'm higher on Isaiah Likely than I am on Foster Moreau. But that's not who it's dependent on drafting, though. We'll see who we draft. I've seen a lot of interest in receiving tight ends, so we will see. Jacob Hollister is just depth. Just depth. Give me 1 second. Again, he's just depth. I don't think people understand that too much. But good blocking time. Maybe he helps a lot in the blocking area with our right tackle being Brendan Parker. I know this coaching staff has talked about this whole line, and it wasn't because of them; it was because of the coaching. Well, I don't even agree with that. I'll be honest. I think Darrell Williams at right tackle would be the perfect option. So, what y'all think? Should we draft Isaiah Likely if he's there in the third round? I say absolutely. I'm interested in a few tackles. Tom Walker out of Wake Forest, I'm a little interested, but I'm interested in most guys that play right tackle because I'm not personally high on what I'm not high on Brandon Parker being a right tackle, but that's just kind of how it is for the moment. I don't really know. I like the rest of the O-line kind of. It'll probably be Denzel Good and Alex Leatherwood. Now, there's a chance I've heard that Alex Leatherwood is our right tackle. Do we really think that's a good option, though? Like, we saw him at right tackle. I don't know, man. I really don't. I want Leatherwood to be a guard. I think he's a great run blocking guard, and then his pass blocking will get better over time. Right? And I think maybe even Alex Bars has a chance to start at guard. Or tackle. Sorry, give me tackle. Because I think he could succeed. Dawson John Simpson. Hey, Jacob, if you want, right? If you want to come up in the chat and we can talk, I would love to give you my thoughts on this whole line. Okay? I'm going to start from top to bottom. So I'm going to start with Cole Miller. Yo, anyone of y'all want to come up through here? Let me know, man. I got the link right there, man. Come on through. Come on through, y'all. Cole Miller, elite. That's all I have to put it. What's up, Coach? What's up, Sebastian? What's up, y'all, man? Come on through. I got time. I got space for y'all to come up through. So let's just get everyone coming up in here. Let's talk. I like this team. Right? Cole Miller, man. Coach Dante, you want to come on through? Sebastian, you want to come on through, man? Any one of y'all, man. Cole Miller, he's elite. I don't think there really needs to be too much else said. He's elite. That's just me, though. You know? I don't know how else to state it. Andrew James. I'm all right. Things happen. I got luckily I had today off. So I come up in here and give y'all a good old video, right? Expect a lot more videos coming from me soon. Because I want to grow. Can we get 200? Can we get 200 subs, y'all? Anyone who is in here who hasn't subbed, sub to me, please. Okay? Again, Andre James, he improved immensely through the year. Okay, we got Carson. What's that? Carson, what's good, man?
What's good? What's going on?
Not much, man. Are you a Raider fan yourself?
No, I think I went on one of your streams before.
Okay, yeah. You probably got my stream. Are you following my new account, my Raiders Updater?
Yeah, I was on one of those streams.
Okay, yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah. What's that? Are you a Washington fan? I'm sorry. Is that
Washington?
Okay, I didn't even see your hat first. I'm sorry. I asked you before you saw the hat. Okay, no. Anyways, so I need your thoughts, okay? Right. The Derek Carr contract today. I don't think we know this, right? I want to make this very clear to everyone who's in here. It's an actual 4-year, $140 million. So let me make this also very clear. The QB market, as we know, right, will be going up and up as Burrow and Herbert get paid, right? So I don't personally think this is a bad contract because if you think about it, after those two get paid and Russ gets paid, Derek Carr will be the 11th highest paid quarterback in the league. So let's be honest, that's not even bad for the 11th or 12th best quarterback in the league.
No, and I think it's good value.
I think he is surrounded by, to me, probably one of the more talented rosters right now. And I think we have a really good chance at competing in this division if him and Devonta have a connection right away. And here's why I believe they will, because if we have all seen this, right? Devonta even came out to say that they've been working out every offseason since they've been in the NFL. So it's like, again, where do I will also be given a schedule or a schedule overlook throughout this video where I do have my official early predictions on what we finish. But I think Derek Carr will, to me, produce like a top 10 quarterback. And I even have the hot take that he's going to be in the MVP talks by the end of the year. I think he will be in those talks with a number one receiver, right? He's that real number one receiver. And if Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow and all these guys stay healthy, who says Derek Carr, right, can't go out and put up like 5,200 yards, right? Because he did 4,800 without a real number one receiver all year, right? He has a real tight end one. He has a nice slot receiver. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, right? All I want to see out of Bryan Edwards is 700 yards, okay? That's all I think he needs to do. That's all I think he gets, and here's why, right? He's going to be more of the guy that goes up and gets it, right? He's a 6'5", 6'4" wide receiver. If you put him on the outside, if we want to look back on the play he had against Denzel Ward, you saw that, right, where he mossed him?
Mm-hmm.
Who says he can't go up and get 50-yard bombs? Like, I think he could do that kind of thing, you know? I mean, I'm not saying that's all he's going to be, because we saw him do it a lot at times. I think Devonta personally gets about 15 to 1,600 yards, because he's been doing that for a while now, and I think he's, still the stable number one receiver. He's got a better quarterback than people give him credit for. He's actually one of the more complete quarterbacks, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league in terms of completing the pass. So, again, we'll see how he does. With Devonta, I think he'll actually be better than he's been. Like last year, he was in MVP talks till week 7, and then that's when we kind of lost Ruggs and everyone. Again, if that kind of thing doesn't happen this year, who says he can't win MVP? Because I think he could do – I think his interceptions, right? We saw the interception number. It was like 11 or 12. I think that he probably gets cut in half with a better receiver, and he doesn't have to air it out every time and stuff. He could probably go for 32 touchdowns and like 5 interceptions. I'm not saying he's going to go off 40-plus touchdowns. He might get that, but, again, it's not our prediction. Until we see this offense all together, I do think, Darren Waller, like I said, he's a really nice tight end. And I think, he's really nice if he can stay healthy for the 17 games this year. We saw him 2 years ago. If he's that this year with Devonta Adams – and who says the Raiders can't be a top 5 offense?
Right, and Josh Jacobs too.
I mean, can't forget yes, that. And Josh Jacobs. But the question I've been asking people is this offense to you guys right now top 5? Do you think it'll be a top 5 offense? And I asked that question. Then I ask who will have a better offense. And I'm okay with the answer of the Bengals. Okay, I think that they might have a better offense. We've seen them. The reason I'm going to say them, right, is because they've played together, so I think they'll have more chemistry as they keep going. So I'm okay with that answer. Do you have any other offenses in mind that you think will continue that will outproduce the Raiders offensively?
Denver, perhaps.
So, and the reason why I say I don't agree with that one so far is because the receivers that's over there, right, are kind of unproven. The tight end, unproven. Albert, whatever his last name is. You know his name. It's whatever, right? Outside Courtland Sutton, everyone else is kind of unproven. So we'll see how they do with Russ. I'm not saying they can't be, but I do personally think the Raiders have a better offense. Like, outside of quarterback, I think the Raiders got the better offense. Like, outside of maybe O-line at spots, but we have to see their O-line stay healthy too. So, I mean, like, I would definitely take the Bengals offense over us. I would probably take Tampa Bay. I'm not going to take Dallas because if you think about it, their wide receiver 2 up till week 9 will be James Washington. And let's be honest, we've never seen Dak with this bad of an offense.
Right.
And I don't see him winning that division. They're not a playoff team. They're not. Not until listen, Dak. 12th or 13th best quarterback. Okay? That's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Dak? Yeah.
I respect him. I respect him and all, but I'm not taking him over Carr, right? I think Carr's having a better season. I don't think Dak's ever really done anything impressive because if you think about it, everything he's done in the regular season, when he gets in the playoffs, he disappears when the big moment happens. He has. That's who he is. He's disappeared. Top 5 offense looking like the Bengals, Bucks, Titans, maybe Bills. So I'm going to take the Bills, Bengals, and Bucks. I need to see Tannehill be better, right? I don't know. We'll see. Hide. Oh, I don't know. We'll see, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good offenses in the league. Bills, they got a great wide receiver weapon. Great, nice old 26-year-old tight end Dawson Knox. Good options right there. They got Jamison Crowder in the slot now, so I don't know who else they got. They let go of Emmanuel Sanders. They don't have Cole Beasley. They do have – actually, no, Jamison Crowder will be in the slot because Gabriel Davis will get wide receiver 2 touches this year. So we'll have to see how that offense does. So I'm going to say Bengals, Bucks. I'm going to put the Bills 3, Raiders 4, and then I'll say – I can say Titans. I'm trying to think. Would there be an offense that outproduces a Ryan Tannehill-led offense? That's my issue with the Titans, right? They still have Ryan Tannehill, but
you think the Titans might be a top 5 offense?
I don't know. And here's the thing: it all comes down to AJ Brown and Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry, right, and I'm not saying he's going to end up like him. I don't wish for injury, but if they can roll with Derrick Henry, they're fine. But the real injury issue comes with, does Derrick Henry continue getting injured with this heavy workload he gets put on every week?
Yeah, it's not.
Who's the last running back we can think that had this kind of a load and they fell off after a while, right? It was Todd Gurley. I'm not comparing them. I'm comparing them with the injury, right? Rams. Oh shit, I forgot about the Rams. I thought I said the Rams. Never mind. So I'll put the Rams over them, and I think the Raiders would be number 5. So LA can't run the ball, but LA can pass the ball, and we're kind of driven by a pass-heavy league. Let's be honest, guys. So I think I would definitely take the Rams offense over them right now. In a league driven by the pass game, it's not really too seen nowadays with the run-heavy teams. So we'll see what happens. I do think Tennessee would have a top 10 offense, but I don't know exactly where I'm going to rank them now. Like, I'm going to say Bengals, Bucks, Rams, Bills, Raiders, or, some of the better offenses in the league.
Smooth night.
Yeah, you're good. There is an offense that, this is another team that's heavily dependent on their quarterback. It's Miami. If their quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, can play well with his 2 speedy wide receiver options and Cedric Wilson, and that I'm looking for that offense that got rejuvenized, they might actually produce well. Now, again, this is all producing on how does Tua Tagovailoa do, but past the fact of that, I think the Raiders' O-line, outside of Colton Miller, I'm going to say Andre James, is so far it's a little of an issue. I like Denzel Good, okay? He can produce well. He's nice in both areas of passing and run blocking, but we'll see how this team does. I think offensively, this is about a top 5 to 10 offense. I think if it falls outside the top 10 at the end of the year, then there's probably an issue, but I don't think that happens. With the Raiders' offense this past year, I think it was ranked about 12th or 13th without a real wide receiver 1 option, and that says a lot. So I think it's definitely top 10 to me. I can't really name 10 offense that I think will produce higher than the Raiders. So Chandler Jones with – what's up?
So here's my hot take, so to speak. I think that the Commanders, right, have top 10 upside. Okay, think about it. Carson Wentz, he's going to have his best receiver he's ever had in Terry McLaurin. We're going to have Curtis Samuel back. Now, he's been injured.
I do need to see him. I do need to see him before I can really speak on him. Again, his one issue that I've seen coming out of college was a little of an injury issue. So we'll see how he does produce this year. as far as I've heard, you guys are going to run him around like Debo Samuel. Just don't run him with the workload that Debo ran with because Debo did get injured during the playoffs because of that.
Yeah. I think, it's just going to be – it's going to come down to, how many touches he gets in a game. We have De'Ami Brown. He's going to be a second-year receiver. Really good deep threat. Didn't have a lot of production last year, but I think if we can get him going, that would be really good. We're probably going to draft Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson. Or
Commanders has all the offensive potential for sure. I'm not sure on their OC yet. I'll say the same thing, but I will be honest. I think this is the draft. You just draft your Logan Thomas replacement. He's had an issue for a while now, staying healthy. I think he had the same type knee injury. This past year, he kind of proved it. Kept getting injured. So we'll have to see. You could go like a late third or something, early fourth round pick with like Charlie Kohler and develop him. He's 22 years old out of Iowa State.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to draft a tight end. That's not optional. But I just think with Wentz and it's the style of offense, I think we're going to put him in. I just think it really suits his skill set. I think we're going to get a really good year out of him. So
didn't you guys cut Eric Flowers?
We cut Eric Flowers.
I've heard
released him. Why?
I've heard a lot. I've heard from all Washington fans for so far. He was actually pretty good at guard.
He was decent, but we just had to free up some cap space. So it's just one of those things where it's.
I don't know. I don't know where all this money. You guys released Matt Ioannidis too. I don't know where you're gonna do with all that money you just saved up, but I don't know, man. I think Terry McLaurin needs to get his extension.
Oh, for sure, yeah. We need to do that sooner than later because if we wait, he's gonna want like 22 mil a year, and I think we want to stay under that, but
I think you can pay him about $17, $18 million. So
17. No, he's gonna want at least 20. Do you think? Okay, what Terry McLaurin? What is he ranked as a receiver in the whole NFL?
Okay. Sorry about that. There we go. Continue.
So, okay. How do you rank Terry McLaurin in the NFL?
I put him in the top 15 or so. I don't really have an official ranking on receivers, so I'd have to. Like I said, I don't think there's Devonta, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, the solidified stars, right? We all know those guys.
Jamar Chase.
Yep, Jamar Chase.
That's fair, but he's gonna ask for over $20 million. Because what did Christian Kirk get? 18.
Christian Kirk, what? So
he's better than Christian Kirk. So
he is better than Christian Kirk. Thing with Christian Kirk is he got $21 million.
He got $21 million.
Yeah, 4 years, $84 million.
Yeah, he's gonna want north of that. So
yeah, and because he got that contract, Devonta got his contract with the Raiders, and then Tyreek upped that. I'll give Terry McLaurin top 15. I still like Mike Evans over him. Keenan Allen, I still like over him. He's been a consistent guy for 5 straight years with 1,000 yards every year, 100 catches every year. So that's that is what it is.
Yeah, I would say D-Hop, Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Devonta Adams, Tyreek Hill. What am I thinking here? AJ, I might put AJ Brown over him. Debo, that's 10. Who else am I missing here?
I think Debo's over him. Yeah, AJ Brown I'd take over him. That's about 8 or 9 or so. I think even CeeDee Lamb could probably even up him this year again. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Again,
But Terry has not had a quarterback, an actual decent quarterback that he's had the ball.
Well, I said, I mean, you could say the same thing about Cooper Kupp until this past year, and I mean, let's be honest, Goff isn't great.
Better than anything that we've had since 2018, but
yeah, I mean, before that you had Alex Smith, and that was pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, it was no that the pre-injury Alex Smith, even the pre-injury Alex Smith, it was a farce. That was a we were getting
injury issues. That's all it was. It wasn't terrible. I mean, he also, I mean, looking back at his years, he didn't have offenses built around him that were great. So
he didn't have any receivers either. So yeah,
I mean, your team has kind of been consistent with one thing, and that's not being able to really build an offense around a star. It's kind of annoying when you get to see that kind of thing happen in the NFL where there's these stars, right? Jamar Chase, he can never be spoken on that level because the moment he entered the league, he had the best offense around him possibly. I mean, they almost won a Super Bowl.
Sorry about that. Go on.
Yep. Justin Jefferson's kind of one of those guys you can speak on that level because, again, he has like the 14th best, 15th best receiver quarterback with him. He has an aging receiver who's just decreasing value by the year. So they are pick number 13 or 12. I think Garrett Wilson to the Vikings would be a perfect position to have a star future at wide receiver. Now, their second rounder, they could. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much of a firm believer they are in Kellen Mond leading that future. So we'll see.
In Minnesota?
Yeah. Post Kirk Cousins, who, let's be honest.
Mind it.
I mean, post Kirk Cousins would probably be better because, I mean, I hate to say it, but you had Case Keenum the year before you picked up Kirk Cousins, who was supposed to be an upgrade, who has failed to get you to the playoffs after being in the NFC Championship. So, and you know what? The Vikings really got an upgrade after they moved on from Stephon Diggs. They really did. They picked up an upgrade in the draft and Justin Jefferson late in that second round. They'll have to pay him soon.
So, okay. Do you think the Raiders are going to win the AFC West? What's your early pick for that division?
Like I said, I don't personally think the Chiefs win this division. I think the value that they lost with Tyreek Hill is a lot, and they really don't have a defense. It's like the worst defense we've seen them have. They're not getting Frank Clark. They don't really have Frank. They have Frank Clark as their best end. They're not bringing back Melvin Ingram. And personally, I don't believe that whatever his name is at the D tackle spot can carry that defense anymore. I mean, he hasn't really carried them. He did have a really nice safety around him, but now you have a young guy, so we'll have to see how Justin Reed performs in the defense. I think the Raiders can split with every team in this division. We got teams like the Texans and Jags, Seahawks, Patriots, Saints, and Steelers, who I believe all are teams that we can beat if we play up to the expectations. I've said I think we win 11 to 12 games, depending on how the team wants to show up. If we beat the Niners at home, because I do believe that they are going to be a little they're going to play a little worse than they did last year with a inexperienced quarterback at the helm. So they're a question mark. Kyler Murray is a question mark for a quarterback. And I mean, at this point, he's a question mark. He hasn't really proved anything, and yet we've seen him demanding all this money. So we will have to see how he performs. We play the whole NFC West, so I think we can beat. I mean, the Rams game is gonna be tough. I want to make that a primetime game though. I want to see that primetime. I'm gonna be doing a. I think I don't know if I've said this to anyone who actually has subscribed to me, but I will be live streaming every Raider game this year. So we'll have to see how this year goes. If Derek Carr and Devontae have a connection, this team easily goes at least 12-5. If the defense plays any better than it did last year, and I fully believe it will, because they have the 5th highest man corner in the league previously last year, and Rockyason, who was very nice in coverage, could be a high-level corner one for our team. So at the age of 24, we'll have to see how he does. Trayvon Mullen, injury issues. We're going to have to see if he can stay healthy. Can he play well? I mean, he played well up to the point he got injured last year. So if he can, play great this year and not have injury issues, we're fine at corner. I think Nate Hobbs is a top 10 slot corner in the league. So we'll see.
I was impressed about how your guys' defense did last year, because I don't think it really improved a whole lot from 2020. Because in 2020, your guys' defense was atrocious. So,
I mean, 2020 to 2021, it improved much more than people would think, actually, in ranks terms of everything. We just had the wrong DC because fact of the matter is he runs a soft zone coverage, and we just allow a shit ton of yards, and yet we still rank high. It's because we get a shit ton of pressure. He rotates way too much though, so I think he's a guy that I think that he made the Colts. I think he's a downgrade in Indianapolis for DC from Eberflus, who is now in Chicago, I think. So I think, with Patrick Graham, if he can make this team play any better than it did last year in coverage too, and pressure, because Chandler Jones and Max Crosby will get pressure. So we'll
it's your back end that it's the X factor. So
I think Trayvon Mullen is going to actually produce higher than he did last year. So we'll see if this team can perform any better than last year. We're fine. I think we can easily win 12 games. The fact of the matter is we're also going to have a coaching staff who's more disciplined, a O-line staff that actually isn't going to have this team getting 12 to 13 penalties a game.
So would you have been okay if you guys kept your interim coach? I forgot his name.
Rich Bisaccia. So as much as I liked him, give me a second. I'm going to stand up because I can't sit down for a long period of time. We're going to move this fast. So as much as I liked Rich Bisaccia, my shirt. There we go. As much as I liked Rich Bisaccia, he wasn't going to be a great head coach. He looked clueless at times, and then at times he looked good. Time management or clock management was a huge thing, I think, in the decision to bring him back as a head coach. I know he's probably, he was getting better over time, but I think we had better options on the table. I'm happy for him that he's got a coach. I would have liked to brought him back as a special teams coach here. I would have, but we didn't do that. So, draft is in 2 weeks? 2 weeks. So, can't wait to see what happens then. We'll have to see any more trades happen, but for now, I think with the Raiders' biggest moves on defense, we brought in Bilal Nichols, who just performed pretty well as a pass rusher and a run stopper. So him and Hankins at that D tackle spot are nice. Crosby and Jones are outside linebackers. Outside of that, D ends are probably going to be Cleveland Furl, who can run stop at a pretty good level, and he'll probably only get better in the system, pass rushing, hopefully. And it's expected Ashley Bilal gets D end while Andrew Billings gets D tackle starting spot. So we'll see how he runs the system. because he doesn't really run one system. He runs like 4-3, 3-4, 3-2-5. I like the pickup of Jayon Brown, great coverage linebacker. If he can play well and he can play a lot of snaps, then we're fine in coverage. So
I'd say the ceiling for the Raiders it's 11 wins right now for me. And I'd say the floor is 7. I think they're going to go like 10-7. That would be my prediction for them. But we will see what happens.
I mean, 11-6, 12-5 are terrible things either, but we'll have to see how the team performs. I think we beat the Colts again. I think that they got better, but I think we even got better than them. I mean, seriously, for most teams, I mean, the real question is like, who is your stoppage for Devontae? Who is your stoppage for Darren Waller? Who can stop Hunter Renfrow on a one-on-one? Because Hunter Renfrow was stopping, or he was getting past two. Like, he was being double teamed at times. Because, let's be honest, he was the only receiver that was consistently good. So, we'll have to see. I think Devontae really opens up the field. He's going to get double teamed, but he's also going to pick up a lot of single teams because you still have to worry about Darren Waller in the red zone and stuff. So,
Yeah, maybe 11-6 is too low of a floor.
I think 10-7 is our floor, and 13-4 is our ceiling.
That might be more appropriate than what I was giving them. But do you guys still have a Desean Jackson or?
No, he had a real drop issue. So
yeah, I didn't know if he was under contract for you guys or not, or because I know he was bouncing around teams trying to stat pack.
The amount of shit he talked, he really didn't perform up to his I mean, I put high expectations on him because, like, I mean, he talked about how he didn't get the ball enough, and then his first catch as a Raider, he could have had a touchdown, and he turns around and looks at the defender and loses the ball. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. The Bengals game was, I don't know what he was doing on a drag route. He was wide open, had a wide open touchdown, and just dropped it. I think that was kind of like the selling point of like, hey, yeah, you're gone. Goodbye. Pack your things.
He's a boomer bust. He was always been a boomer bust receiver. So
he was, yeah. I mean, he kind of had that issue like Nelson Aguilar the year before, where like Nelson Aguilar, yes, he put up damn near 1,000 yards, but can we not make this like where, oh yes, you put up a lot of, yards, you're a great receiver? No, the guy had like 13 drops. He single-handedly at times just like, I don't know what he was thinking. So you got the Mariners. I think the Raiders this year are that team that, even and like I get I'm a Raider fan, maybe I sound biased to say this, but I'm not a firm believer in the Chargers. I'm not a believer in them because again, we saw how good they were last year, and let's be honest, Justin Herbert, he's supposed to be better than Derek Carr, right? He's supposed to lead his team higher than Derek Carr is. Derek Carr led his team to a playoff game. And Herbert had a much better roster. I don't think we can argue that, right? I don't think we can. I think Herbert had a much better roster around him. How do you not be a team without a head coach and a wide receiver one? I get it. He doesn't play defense, but no. Like, there's no excuses. They were supposed to beat the Raiders, right? We were supposed to lose. We were the underdogs. 67% of America had the Chargers beating us on that night. I remember not sleeping that night because, like, that was the win that, like, because it was so fueled. Because, I mean, I was, like, the whole night, man, it was just, I had Charger fans running in and out of that chat going crazy with me. It wasn't on that account that you follow now, but I was on my previous account. I don't think I saved it, but we had all night talk. I mean, people in the chat talking shit. I was just like, hey, man, y'all talk your shit. I'm going to wait till the end of this game and, go in overtime because we have a horrible defensive coordinator who can't let our corners play any fucking type of coverage. And we allowed a touchdown on 4th and 21. Pathetic. It was pathetic. Like, you do that shit and you're out. But
I think for me, it's Brandon Staley. It's the whole, going for it on fourth down every single time, or just about damn near every single time. And
Darius Phylon, I would not also be surprised to be coming into the year as a starting D tackle if he can stay healthy. He can be good because we saw, dude. I mean, we all saw some of the plays he made on that Chargers night. Holy shit, he made some great plays. Like Derek Carr, listen, he's giving a lot of shit, but let's be honest. I think he's probably one of the most. I think he's possibly one of the best pure leaders in the NFL. Because I made this comment on the live the other day. I said Dak, because people wanted to compare Dak and Carr. I said let's compare the nature of the team. Let's compare how they were built. Let's compare who is a better leader. Because I'm sorry, the better leader at quarterback was Derek Carr. And let's be honest, if Dak Prescott was on that Raiders team last year, he would have folded immediately. When things went wrong, he folds. And if the Raiders start failing, he fails. And I said we weren't going to be a playoff team with him. We would have been 7-10 with him. We would have lost some of those games at the end of the year. I respect Dak, right? I think he can be a good quarterback, right? But let's be honest, when the system gets tough, when it gets rough for him, and let's be honest, he's never had that bad of an old line that Derek Carr had to play with last year. So him playing behind that terrible old line and didn't have one great receiver outside of Hunter Renfrow, who's your slot receiver, he would have failed in that offense.
Well, to give Dak a little bit of credit, that was a team loss against the 49ers. Like it was top to bottom, so it wasn't just Dak, but
it was discipline and it was play calling, right? Play calling played a huge part in this. And like I said, as a leader of a team, right? As a quarterback leader, because let's be honest, if your coach tells you to go run the ball with 14 seconds left on that clock, you got to give your wide receiver 1 or 2 out a chance in the end zone. You have to. You have to tell your coach, we got to make a better play call than that. But he stuck with it, and then he cost his team in the end. I just think a leader as a quarterback would have said, we need a better play call than this, coach. When you don't argue and you just let the play call happen, and you don't really hype your team up as much. We've seen it. I don't think he's I think he's a good quarterback, just not a good leader. He needs more experience. He needs to become a leader. And I mean, his team is. I mean, let's be honest. When they get down and they're losing games, there's a difference between Derek Carr's teams. They're not all their heads are hung low because they're losing the game. The Cowboys, we saw them, but when they're winning, I mean, there's no problem.
Yeah, I agree. Again, when they're playing with the lead, it's a whole different team for them. I agree.
Yes. And sure. Mike McCarthy, as good of a head coach as he can be,
no, clown.
He's a clown.
He's not. No.
There's no discipline. There's no real hey, you need to step up and play better kind of thing. So I don't know how CeeDee Lamb will be as a wide receiver 1 in that offense.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's like I think. I mean, they could have traded Zeke, but I mean, who's going to trade for that contract? I mean, they're kind of stuck with him. But I think Tony Pollard might be the best running back on that team.
Maybe, but once they're again, I don't know why they paid him that contract. I think the most replaceable position in football is running back. It is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need You don't need an elite running back to go win games. You don't. And that's why I don't know why running backs are paid so heavily, man. They're not worth it. They aren't. Give them 10, 11 million, maybe at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Running backs can't take heavy workloads. So why do we pay them like we can? C-Mac can't. Christian McCaffrey's as good of a running back as he is. He can't take that heavy workload. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to probably end the stream here, guys. I'm going to give you guys another video. I'll give you guys a video for Saturday. Okay? I'll see you then if you want to join that stream too.
Yep. Peace out, man. Thanks for letting
Hit me
me
up.
chop it
Yeah,
up
hit me
too.
up on Insta.